Welcome to the exciting finale of our Python lists series. Over the last 3 videos, we've covered what lists are, how to create them, access items with indexing and slicing, modify them by adding and removing, explored more methods like sort and reverse, and learned the critical concept of copying lists correctly. You now have a solid foundation, but theory is best cemented with practice. In this video, we're putting everything together to build a simple but functional command line to-do list manager application using just Python lists. We'll also look at a challenge to extend the project, hint at some advanced list ideas, and finally, I'll show you where to find all the bonus resources, including the challenge, quiz, and the code snippets. Let's code. Our goal is a simple program that lets us view our to-do list, add tasks, and mark tasks as done by removing them. Initialize an empty list to store our tasks. To-do list equals square brackets. Welcome message. Print welcome to the to-do list manager. First, we need a place to store our to-do items. A list is perfect. We'll start with an empty list called to-do list. We want the program to keep running until the user decides to exit. A while loop is great for this. We'll set a condition that's always true and break out of the loop when needed. Main loop to keep the program running. While true, print choose an option, print 1 view to-do list, print 2 add task, print 3 mark task as done, remove, print 4 exit, get user input, choice equals input, enter your choice 1 to 4. Inside the loop, we'll print out the options the user has. Then we use input to get their choice. Now we need to handle each choice using if, elif, and else statements. Handle choices. If choice equals 1, print your to-do list. Check if the list is empty. If not to-do list, same as len to-do list equals 0. Print your list is empty. Else, loop through the list to display tasks with their number. For index task in enumerate, to-do list using enumerate is handy here. Print f-index plus 1 task, displaying one based index to user. Print some dashes. If the choice is 1, we want to show the list. We first check if the list is empty using if not to-do list. This is a neat Pythonic way to say if the list is empty. If it is, we print a message. Otherwise, we loop through the tasks. Here, we use enumerate, which gives us both the index and the item as we loop. We print index plus 1 so the user sees a list starting from 1, which is more natural than starting from 0. Elif choice equals 2, task equals input, enter the task to add. To-do list.append task, use append to add to the end. Print f task added. If the choice is 2, the user wants to add a task. We get the task description using input. Then we simply use to-do list.append task to add the new task to the end of our list. Remember append from part 2? Super useful here. Elif choice equals 3. First, check if there are tasks to remove. If not, to-do list, print no tasks to mark as done. Continue, go back to the start of the while loop. Print your to-do list, select to remove. For index, task and enumerate to-do list, print f index plus 1, task. Print some dashes. Get task number from user. They see one base numbers. Task number s star equals input. Enter the number of the task to mark as done. Error handling. Check if input is a number. If not, task number star dot is digit, print invalid input. Please enter a number. Continue, go back to the start of the while loop. Convert input to index. Remember lists are 0 indexed. Task index equals int, task number star minus 1. Convert user's 1 base number to 0 based index. Error handling, check if index is valid. If 0 less than or equals task index less than len to-do list, check if the index is within the valid range. Remove task equals to-do list.pop task index. Use pop to remove by index and get the task. print f task remove task marked as done. Else, handle invalid task number. Print invalid task number. Please enter a number from the list. Choice 3 is a bit more involved. The user wants to remove a task. First, we check if the list is empty. You can't remove from an empty list. If not empty, we show the list again so the user can see the numbers. We ask for the number of the task they want to mark as done. Here's where error handling is important. What if the user types hello instead of a number? The isDigit method helps us check if the input consists only of digits. If not, we print an error and continue the loop to show the menu again. If it is a number, we convert it to an integer using int. Crucially, the user sees numbers starting from 1, but lists use zero-based indexing. So, if they enter 1, we need index 0. If they enter 3, we need index 2. We subtract 1 from their input. Task index equals int task number star minus 1. Next, we need to handle if they enter a number that's out of the valid range of indices. We check if task index is greater than or equal to 0 and less than the length of the list using 0 less than or equals task index less than len to do list. This is a compact way to check if the index is valid. If the index is valid, we use todolist.pop task index to remove the item at that index. Remember pop from part 2? It removes the item and gives it back to us, so we can print a nice message confirming which task was marked done. If the index is not valid, we print an invalid number message. elif choice equals 4. Print exiting to-do list manager. Goodbye. Break. Exit the while loop. If the choice is 4, the user wants to exit, we print a goodbye message and use the break keyword to exit the while loop. Else, handle invalid choices. Print invalid choice. Please enter a number between 1 and 4. Finally, if the user enters anything other than 1, 2, 3, or 4, the else block catches it and we print an invalid choice message. Then the loop continues showing the menu again. And that's our simple to-do list manager. We used an empty list, append to add, pop to remove by index, len to check if it's empty, and basic indexing and looping to display items. We also added some essential error handling for user input. Let's run it and see it in action. See how Python lists power a simple to-do app. Add tasks instantly. See your list update in real time. Mark tasks done with a single command. Simple, efficient, all built with Python lists. Okay, you've built the basic to-do list manager. Here's a challenge for you to extend it and practice your list skills even further. Add a new option, maybe number 4, called Edit Task. When the user chooses this, ask them which task number they want to edit. Remember to handle the one-based input. Then ask them for the new description of the task. You'll use the index you calculated and simple assignment to-do list index equals new description to update the item in the list. And don't forget the error handling we just learned for invalid task numbers. If you want to go even further, look into the extend method. How is it different from append when adding multiple items? Explore list comprehensions, which are a super Pythonic way to create lists based on existing ones. And check out nested lists. Lists that contain other lists, perfect for things like grids in games or matrices in data. These are fantastic next steps after mastering the basics we covered. Amazing work. You've successfully built your first application using Python lists and applied many of the concepts we learned throughout this series. To help you keep practicing and solidify your knowledge, I've put together some resources for you. Check the video description below for links to all the code snippets used in Part 4, the detailed coding challenge description for extending the to-do list, an interactive quiz to test your understanding. You can submit it and see your results instantly. Now that you're comfortable with lists, you're ready to explore another essential Python data structure, tuples. Tuples are similar to lists, but have some key differences that make them useful in different situations. In our next series, we'll dive into tuples and when and why to use them. If you enjoyed this series on Python lists and found it helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the Tuples series and more Python tutorials. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the project or if you completed the challenge. Thanks so much for watching, keep coding, and I'll see you in the next video.